The Colossal Mechanical Conch. On this planet, there grew a great tree they all called the Naturia Sacred Tree. Life is born from this magnificent tree, and in death, all return to it. This cycle of life, which could be called reincarnation, has been carried out on this planet for eternity. There came a time, however, when a war was waged over the Naturia Sacred Tree, this sacred source of life. However, the Qliphort forces relentlessly attacked the sacred tree as if on a mission. In the face of this threat, the protectors of the sacred tree rose and fought back against the Qliphorts. The battle reached a fever pitch, with the fate of the entire world riding on it. The A forces created a protective barrier for the sacred tree, and cooperating with the forces that were already in battle, they seemed to succeed in pushing back the Qliphort threat. However, disaster struck when somehow someone managed to destroy the barrier. Qliphort had pushed her way through to the sacred tree. With her divine powers, she broke the seal of the sacred tree and the great tree tore itself from the earth and began to rise up toward the sky. Hidden within its roots underneath was an enormous life system. This system was the very crux of this planet's life cycle. As if returning to the system, the cores it had once lost began to float toward it, and were then sucked inside. Using the recovered cores as their source of power, the Qliphorts, weapons hidden within the system, began to activate. As each Qliphort sprang to life, they flew out into the distance, all across the land. Only time would tell what the Qliphorts were after. When the Naturia Sacred Tree was uprooted, the Qliphorts were activated. These machines were a group of autonomous mobile weapons created to maintain equilibrium within the life system of the planet. When the Qliphorts sense an abnormality in the life system, they will mobilize to eliminate whatever it is. This time, what they sensed was the Qliphort as a threat to be removed. The Qliphort forces were battered relentlessly and brought to the brink of destruction by the Qliphorts. However, things took a sudden turn for the worse when they attempted to restrain and absorb Qliphort. The divine powers within her ended up freeing the vanguards of destruction that were slumbering within the Qliphorts, sealed until this moment. Contact with Qliphort also affected the Qliphorts. Her power, a force equal to that of God itself, was never meant to exist. Once the Qliphorts sensed that, they realized there was a fatal error in the life system. They decided to eradicate all life on the planet in order to purify it, essentially resetting it. Will life prevail, or is this world destined for ruination? This is but just one part of this star's unending battle. You'll surely come to know the fate of this planet in another story.